Great. Hello, I'm Greg. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Henry. Okay, good. Now, I'm looking out from the nighttime train, and I see myriad windows, panes, planes, silhouetted figures, each reflecting one another to appear simultaneously flattened onto a desultory film strip at the same time as at the same time as energetically unfolding across the hard silicate vertices of workspace, show space, and home space. You can tell them Yeah. Okay, good. As each temporary perspective flashes past, multiple assaults on this reality of ours by philosophers and artists come to mind. The end of the world is now. Tim Morton and the Invisible Committee both state that we are wrong to wait for the end of the world because it is already here. The normal functioning of the world serves to hide our state of truly catastrophic dispossession, warned the Frenchman. The writing on the wall over there by the library, by a man who took his own life out of this world, implores us to destroy the appearance of a necessary and inevitable natural order. Emancipatory, political, philosophical, and material theory urges a revelation. It wants to expose the gap, the lack. It desires to provide the coordinates to a realm where the ethical and political paradoxes are untangled. It calls for newness or change to find what is behind. But where is this other place, this other view, and what lies behind? You know, show me! Where is it? Behind what is it? How do I peel back the layers? No wonder they call it a revelation. No wonder they call it a revelation. I mean, how? Are we all like Plato or Muhammad in a cave awaiting a vision? Slide. In order to find the hidden topos, we need an instrument and a method. How are other hidden, withdrawn, invisible things brought to knowledge? Philosophers of science claim their instruments have special epistemic properties which transform the material object into knowledge itself. Particles, nuclear radiation, neutrinos, quanta, and more, unavailable to human perception outside of the knowing thing of their instruments. From quantum foam to the entirety of the Minecraft universe, space is a mess. It's bent this way and that, it ignores time as we know it. Take the tesseract that you see here, a cube known as a hypercube that exists in a fourth spatial dimension which is inaccessible to us. It's called hyperspace or tetraspace. Perpendicular to our observable 3 dimensions. The tesseract has a materiality of sorts because, as you're seeing now, we can project a shadow of it from its tetraspace onto our realm space. So perhaps, in order to find this gap, lack, whatever, the thing that will be hopefully revealed, we can try to catch a shadow of it here from there in the same way. Thank you. So it's about fixing appearance. Appearance for Arendt means acting in the public space together with others, forming a public arena so that shared life becomes possible. A plural for the French states practitioner Antonin Artaud, an answer is to try to make truth appear on the street and not on the stage, for he is convinced that given a chance to show their dignity as human beings, they will always do so. Slide, please. But sometimes they need help. Gently teasing a public appearance, establishing that shared space between those who would rather not. On the day of Trump's inauguration, Sophia Solving and Henry and some others who were here, we created a quiet and partially anonymous complicity with the people on their way to work early on a Monday morning, simply asking them to carry a blank flag from one side of the bridge to the other in solidarity. So it says Meta Haven, activists have the action, theorists have the words, and the joke unites both perspectives. So perhaps this next performance unites the plurality noted here by Meta Haven and
Sorry.
Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you love me. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I circumvent my spine. I had you out to dry. Maybe I'm amazed at the thought I could really
We'll bring volume down. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. But Meta Haven are right. These jokes are low budget and are an open source weapon for the public. I mean, anybody can make one of these two-dimensional things put it on your face and scare people or do whatever you want with it. But I know how hard it is to act when half the time you would like to be withdrawn. And there are two poles to this kind of withdrawal or unmasked privacy. One is the performance in the performance space, slide please, here where a character appears mute, and click it again, mute but screening the screens on others. This is a lift inside a building, click it again. Okay, so time is a dimension inseparable from the spatial. The future then is simply an unknown materiality that is more certain than any other and crucially available for change. That I will wake up tomorrow and brush my teeth is highly likely. So the future is a spatio-temporal dimension entirely separate from the here and now. Entirely separate because it comes with a non-zero probability of absolute change. But it is nevertheless predictable, and as such, we can use it to define the coordinates of what we cannot exactly perceive in here and now. This is the basic premise of science fiction, of course, but it is also, as we've heard, the very real basis for commodity futures, insurance, mortgages, and the like. Indeed, debt is the very thing that undoubtedly casts a shadow from the future into the present. And the Lloyd's building is one such apparition. I mean, it's inside out, you might expect from a shadow from the future. So, it is a known but unpredictable future that I will use as the work site in the same way that tetraspace and imaginary numbers are used to build complex models of our real world. The project being to reveal what is behind the spectacle, the veil, the sheen, the black mirror, by, in the same way that the tesseract is captured incompletely and incorrectly by its shadow, casting a shadow of it onto our reality. Let's have a look at Carl Sagan. One more. There it is. Okay. And here, the self-performance of the self in the public space. Thanks, Henry. Masked by the infinite and intimate reflexivity of being high on drugs. Like millions of others, I smoke drugs to change my perception, and to hide maybe, to kid myself that I'm not a slave. And if I am a slave, then maybe as Elon Musk has calculated, the probability, given the estimated increase in computing power over the next 1,000 years of human activity, we're living in a simulation. That's my surname, there, McLaren, everywhere, right? Is that a glitch? Is that a glitch in the matrix, or is it a glitch in my subjectivity? So, number 5, nearly there. If this sounds like nonsense to you, that's helpful because this is a satirical project in that it invokes humour and the unhinged in order to prise open a space for action. Today, the usual targets of satire are unsatirizable. There is no fallibility or corruption left to expose. In June 2009, Jules Pipe, the then mayor of Hackney, accused those opposed to the gentrification of Dalston, I was one of them, of wanting to keep Hackney crap. So we all wore these badges. What is crap? It's an old word for chaff, for waste products, and it is exactly what grappa is made from. A negative superfluity. Thanks, Lua, for that one. Here we may as well return to Morton and his hyperobject, a thing massively distributed in time and space. You know all about it, but you can't grasp it. So like financial capitalism, what is being produced here and now? Nothing but hubris. It's all crap. Hypercrap. Hypercrap would then be that which is so vastly, exaggeratedly crap that its crappiness pervades and prevails such that it is impossible not to suffer from it. Like Mount Rushmore. And there's the Sphinx on the top of Mount Rushmore, just to make it even more crappy. Or Donald Trump and his wall, which I configured here as huge hot dogs on the border between El Paso and Ciudad Juarez. Or the debris trail of the shuttle, the space shuttle Columbia, which you see stretches almost the entire way across Texas. But the stakes are high as fuck. To go back to the coming insurrection, what is called catastrophe is merely the forced suspension of this state of dispossession. One of those rare moments where we regain some sort of presence in the world. So here's these are the two gigantic swords that form a gateway just outside. I can't remember why, so I forgot any Iraq. And that's the obviously upside down Houses of Parliament. So these are moments where we regain some sort of presence in the world. This is incitement to violence, is it not? And even if it somewhere is between an art joke and a real call to arms, Akbar S. Ahmed writes of the postmodern Muslim man, next slide please, he is as disgusted as he is confused with his own sense of impotence in shaping reality around him. He can no longer challenge what is real or unreal, no longer separate reality from the illusion of the medium. This is us again on the Millennium Bridge. But look, it's an anime stock photo. I mean, a stock photo. Suicide is an option, of course. Terrorizing suicide is the total work of art in a century with no future, says Biffo Berardi. The suicide attack does, though, through catastrophe, punch a hole in the stultifying here and now and achieves what is a negative, or what I would like to call a grotty sublime, a momentary revelation. So let's have the next. Whales have always had the tendency to beach themselves, but it is only since the 20th century that they have done so in such astonishingly large numbers. Can I be the only one who thinks that the whales might now find the sea so encroached upon by human activity that they too cannot see a future for themselves, and thus, having no weapons and wanting to shock those whose activities encroach and force out, use the only means they have, and suicide themselves in order to teach us a lesson? I think if you want to later, we can drink a glass of Hypercrap to the whales.